and welcome to Deepa Does It. My name is Deepa Prashad, and on every single episode of the show, I will be, well, doing things like cooking and eating and potentially burning things. Woo!
Time out. Watch your fingers, for the love of God. Watch your fingers.
There's this much cheese in the bowl. The question is, do I use all of it? Oh, yeah. Today we are joined by the host of Rebel Without a Kitchen, chef, author, and the creator of the very famous Fidel Gastro's food truck, Chef Matt Basile.
What am I doing right now? Just hanging out? Oh.
And he is gonna slice up some eggplant parmesan sliders with us today. So first of all, he's gonna teach me how to make the dish, then I'm gonna do it on my own. Then Chef is gonna come back and judge me on 3 different categories, and they are presentation, taste, and heart, which is the most important to me because I've got a big one. Heart, I mean. Now, before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe so you never ever miss an episode of Deepa Does It. And feel free to hype me up in the comments because I need that energy. I need to learn how to cook too, so we're gonna solve that right here, right now. Guys, we are now joined by the one and only Chef Matt Basile.
What an intro.
Yeah, I know. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for joining us today. What makes this in itself so trendy?
Literally, the fact that these slider buns are all connected at the hip.
So
That's it. Aren't they cute? They're like a little
Wait,
team.
hold it up. You got a
team.
6-pack of abs.
The irony is the more you eat of these, the less your abs will look like this.
I'm really excited for this. Are you ready to do this?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it. Eggplant, parmesan, sliders, and cheese.
That's exactly how my nonna does it when she walks into the kitchen. She's like, what's eggplant, the parmesan? It's such a simple dish, but when you put it together, it looks way more complicated than it actually is. So we're gonna go through this one step at a time. So let's start with our eggplant, okay?
Okay.
The one key element that you want when you're making eggplant parmesan is you don't want the coins too thick.
Okay.
The thicker they are, when you fry them, they'll actually get super gummy because they actually hold on quite a bit of moisture and water.
Okay, can I just say how shiny this eggplant is?
Right?
Like my eyes are like, I need sunglasses.
Well, the eggplant knew was gonna be on camera today,
Yeah.
so it got all dolled up just for you.
Got like an oil bath and everything.
So we're gonna just take these coins, throw them in a bowl here. I'm gonna get a little salt right on them. Okay, so now, do you wanna do me a favor?
Yes.
Just give that a little covering with some water.
Do you trust me?
I hope that's the easy, like that's
If I can't-
literally the easiest part of this recipe. Okay, so now let's get all the other elements ready. So some chopped garlic. Hiya! Come in and give it a nice fine chop. Now it's going to be melted with some butter and brushed over top, so you don't want the chunks to be too big. You want them to be nice and light. So then the next thing we're gonna do is finally chop some basil.
You're gonna laugh when I start to cut things.
Why? Just don't lose a finger, please.
No, it's just like my knife skills are not great.
So just keep your knife, like, have a base, whether it's the front of the knife or whatever, like, it just lets you know that you're grounded. Because sometimes and I'm like, oh, something's gonna go. The other thing to do too, obviously, knuckles back, thumb out of the way.
Okay.
You want those, right?
I do want them.
Right.
Especially now.
The basil does not want them. So let's just get those out of the way.
I've never been able to create a dish on my own that has a solid cheese pull. Today, I hope that I can achieve this dream of mine.
Okay, all right. We'll get you there. You can use just sliced mozzarella, you can use grated mozzarella, they all kind of melt differently. I'm gonna use little baby bocconcinis, so we're just gonna cut them into like little discs, and what that does is just allows it to melt a little faster. Okay, so we have our cheese, we have our garlic, we have our basil, we have some breadcrumbs.
Nice.
Seasoned breadcrumbs, that's what we're gonna use to actually bread the eggplant that we've been soaking. We have flour, so we're gonna do a 3-station dredge, so now there's 1 station that's missing.
Which is?
The eggs.
The eggs. How could I forget?
How could you forget? We're just gonna crack these in.
My egg cracking skills are not the greatest either.
Well, the best thing is, cracking an egg is one of those skills where you just have to do exactly what the title inferred, like crack the egg.
But what if you can't do it?
Well, we got bigger problems. All right, so just a little bit of milk, nothing too crazy. All right, so we have our egg wash, we have our flour station, breadcrumbs. That is the order in which it goes.
I like
Set
it.
yourself
It's a system.
up. It's a system.
Nice.
I'm all about systems. Last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut our slider buns, and then that way, We're all connected.
Voila!
Okay? Do not separate them because that defeats the purpose of the whole pull.
True.
Right?
Fair.
This is the fun part. Okay, so I'm gonna use tongs to do this. People use their hands a lot of the time, which is fine, but they always forget to switch hands from the egg to the breadcrumb, and they're like, for why? There's everything on my hands, you know? So we don't want fingers Parmesan, we want eggplant Parmesan.
Good point.
So from the water into the flour, okay? Then from the flour into the egg, make sure it's fully covered, into the breadcrumbs.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And then into the plate.
Nice.
Right?
Okay, so this part looks fairly simple.
Yeah, it is.
I can do this. That sound is like music to my
This is
ears.
beautiful, huh? This is beautiful. So I'm gonna do 4 pieces at a time. That way we're not overcrowding. So while it's chilling, just gonna give it a little light salting. It's gonna just start absorbing all that flavor. Now you can do this exact same recipe, chicken parm, veal parm. So it's literally like you're just changing the thing,
Right.
but the steps and the flavor profiles are all the same. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the bottom part of the sliders, okay? Add a little bit of sauce down, throw a little cheese down.
Oh, I already know this is gonna be an 11 out of 10.
No pressure, Matt.
No pressure, but make it awesome.
Make it awesome. So I'm gonna come back over top with some sauce.
I'm going to snack while Matt works.
Now keep in mind, it might not be fully cooked yet. No, it's good? Okay, great.
It's so good.
Dare I say, it's like an eggplant cookie. Throw some more cheese
Oh,
on top.
double cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Double the
Remember
cheese.
the whole cheese pull thing we were talking about? All right, so we got all that in there, which is great. And then you would mention that you do enjoy a little bit of heat, right? We don't need the top bun yet.
Oh.
But I'm gonna put a little chili oil on the top bun.
Nice.
Take a little bit of our fresh basilico.
Honestly, I wish you guys could smell this. It smells divine.
So now we've got our double sauce, double cheese, layered it up, into the oven it goes.
Okay.
So the oven is set to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. When it's almost done, we're gonna throw the top part on. While that's doing its magic in the oven, we're gonna melt some butter, add that garlic to the butter, and then when it comes out, we're gonna give it a little brown. And we're gonna throw it back in for like 2 minutes. I'm just gonna kind of come back over top of it now, a little bit of parm.
That looks fantastic.
And now literally all we have to do is pull and eat. 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah.
How happy are you right now?
I'm so happy. Oh my God.
Well, if you're happy, I'm happy.
I probably look like a 2-year-old. All right, let's do the dish. I zoned out halfway through when he was explaining to me what to do because I was like, I just want to eat it. But I do know we start with the eggplant. I'm gonna chop off this end piece here because I don't want that. I'm gonna use the thickest part of this eggplant, T-H-I-C-C, thick with 2 C's.
Oh, watch your fingers. Watch your fingers. Watch your fingers. Time out. Watch your fingers, for the love of God. Watch your fingers. Like, I can't.
To be honest, I think that my averaging skills for thickness was not the greatest, but you know what? We're gonna eat it anyway, so who cares? Salt it up.
Other way. Other way.
Ah, there we go. Salt.
Yeah, salt comes out of the thing.
Eggplants are in their water bath. This is just gonna be off to the side, doing its thing while I'm cutting everything else.
Watch your fingers, please. It makes me so nervous.
I remember what he said about keeping the knife on the board. Give it a nice chop. Also, chopped my nail off, but try not to show that part. I don't know if this is gonna make the edit, but I'm just gonna rip this off because I don't want it to like fall in the food. It's gonna look like a piece of garlic.
Okay, so knuckles back. That is your saving grace when you're chopping.
So we're gonna do the basil next. Another rough chop of the,
stop it!
another rough chop
fingers.
of the basil. Now, I'm going to take my 6-pack of abs. buns. We press
the bread knife.
the top.
For the love of God, use the bread knife.
All the way.
There's a bread knife.
Okay, there. So we have our two halves. What do I do now? Oh, I know. Now it is time for the drenching station with the eggplant. So I have flour, which is step one, the breadcrumbs, eggs, and then some milk. Now I can start my drenching. First piece, give it a nice coat, then egg wash and into the seasoned breadcrumbs.
Exactly.
Okay, this looks good. One done, the rest to go. So I have them breaded, ready to go. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I put on the wrong burners on the stove. Checking the oil. Think it needs some more time. While the oil is still heating up, I'm going to chop some cheese. There's this much cheese in the bowl. The question is, do I use all of it? Cheese is one of the main ingredients, so you're gonna get a lot of it here. All right, I think this is enough. So oil has reached 300 degrees Fahrenheit, which means I think it is the perfect time to drop my eggplant in. Ooh, hear the sizzle? Yes.
The eggplants are all different thicknesses. The problem with that is they're gonna cook differently. So some might be super overcooked, some might be still a little raw. You might notice it in a sandwich. You'll bite into it and be like, oh, that's still raw in the middle. So that's why you always wanna keep consistent cut all the way through.
Eggplant is good to go. Look at that. Perfection. Woo! 10 out of 10 for myself. I haven't tasted anything, but you know, we're gonna trust and hope in my skills. So now it is time for the assembly. So, going to grab tomato sauce, lather some on.
That's the top part of the bun, so let's see if she gets this back.
Okay, so now that I have this layer on, I love heat. So I'm gonna add a little bit more heat to mine. I hope that chef enjoys some heat too.
Throw it all on. Get it all on there, I love heat.
So now this is done. It's time to place my beautifully fried eggplant.
She's putting them on upside down. It's upside down.
So we're gonna put some cheese on our monster parm sliders. I really wanna load it up because I wanna make sure that I'm getting a really nice cheese ball. Wait, I think I did something wrong. It's upside down. But who cares? We're at the point of no return. We're just gonna add a little bit more sauce.
So you always want to put sauce on the eggplant, then cheese on the sauce. That way it doesn't slide right off.
Oh my God, this is really heavy. This is gonna go into the oven, I think for about 8 minutes.
They kind of looked more like nachos than an eggplant parm. There was quite a stack of eggplant there. I would have seen how big that was and maybe cut the pieces in half, maybe even in quarters, because that way you can kind of manipulate it on the bun a little better.
Time for the beautiful butter and garlic and basil combo. It is fragrant. That is also a very good sign. I'm gonna pop this out for a second. We're gonna top it and then add our butter. Oh my gosh, this looks like a monster. So now it is time to butter this baby up. Yes, because you know, you want the flavor to be infused.
Oh, she's not flipping it. Okay. Why not flip it?
I'm gonna put these back in the oven just for like a minute, and then Parmesan time right after that.
So now you can see why I was saying don't overfill the sandwiches. That one looks more like a cake than anything. It's quite large. It's still meant to be a slider. Also, no attempt to flip it back the right way. It was just, I made a mistake and I'm gonna own that mistake and I'm gonna ride that mistake to the very end. So if she thinks I'm not gonna call her out on it, she's wrong.
So I know presentation is part of my grading, so I don't wanna serve it to him in a baking sheet. Transferring. Oh my God, can I, oh no! Ah! No, it's okay, it's fine. It's fine.
For you watching, that's not okay, nor is it fine.
Deepa's eggplant Parmesan sliders. Ta-da! Half of them didn't survive. But it's okay, I'm sure they still taste great. So I guess I'll call Chef Matt over and see what he has to think.
Hi.
Hi, get a good look. Mm-hmm. What are your initial thoughts?
Why is it upside down?
I don't know. I told you, I totally blanked while you were doing this.
Why didn't you flip it back, right?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay, well, logic, folks.
Okay, should we
Shall
pull one side?
Yeah, let's pull. Wow, that's a big piece.
Ready?
All right, 1, 2, 3. No, no.
No!
It's okay. Let's dig in.
Okay. Oh, I heard a crunch.
It's raw.
Is it so raw? No.
I knew it.
Is it actually?
Not raw, but definitely undercooked.
Oh, it is.
So that was one thing that I noted too when you were going through it. All your cuts were different thicknesses. So, like, I bet this one's not raw. I bet that one's probably cooked all the way through, but it's not a sandwich either.
There's no bun. Is it good?
I mean, it's better.
Okay. Okay, time to score.
Presentation. That's a 1.
What?
I'm sorry. You got it on the board?
What about
I'll give you a 1.
What about the other half?
They're upside down. Taste. 3.5. The eggplant's a little under-fried. You can get away with it. I'll give you a 3.5 on the taste.
Okay.
But the good news is...
Okay, good news.
What's that last category?
Heart.
And heart, a solid 6.
Yes.
It's like you are the bench warmer that deserves... You're Rudy, who gets to play for 18 seconds at the end of the game, and they cheer your name on your way out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I will take that.
For a total of a very generous 10.5 out of 15. Rudy,
Yay,
Rudy, 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 Rudy.
All right, there you have it. I did the dish, right, Chef?
You did a dish. You did a dish.
To be honest, I wouldn't eat this ever again either, so that's a fair statement. So thank you so much to Chef Matt for joining me today, and make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know if you're gonna try this at home. Pretty sure you're gonna be more successful than I am.
Should we rename Deepa Tries It?
I think so. I think it's a better title.
Deepa Tries It.
Deepa tries it and fails.